Well, this story is the end of Kuluin Mufflers as we know it. The building is totally empty and all our signage is down and we no longer occupy this space. Let me go and tell you the story. Right, so like the video suggests, Kuluin Mufflers is closing. I use that as a pretty loose term. I mainly say it that way because Kuluin Mufflers in that particular workshop has been there for like 30 years. It's a well-established location for Kuluin Mufflers. Now, unfortunately, some time ago we outgrew the location and we moved to the current location here in Robert Street where we are now in Kunda Park. That, because we didn't actually plan on moving this close between the two shops, I kept the other shop running. It's been there a long time and things like that. But the time really has come to move on from that location and allow the business to keep growing and becoming, you know, bigger and better and all that sort of fun stuff. So I have shut down the original Kuluin Mufflers location. The business is thriving, we're doing just fine, so don't worry about that. We'll call that clickbait on the old thumbnail there, hey? But before I go diving too deeply into this video, I just want to go back and do a bit of a background on Kuluin Mufflers and what it is for us. So my wife and I, Ange, we bought Kuluin Mufflers as a running business about 8 years ago now. Probably, I think in about a month's time it'll be 8 years. So it's about that sort of time. We found ourselves in a position where we could no longer work normal jobs. I'm a diesel mechanic by trade. I used to do work on industrial generator sets. And Ange is actually a dental nurse, but she did a lot of the more surgical side of things and whatnot. So one of our children is quite medically unwell. He's doing quite well these days, but you know, 10 years ago and even still 8 years ago, he required a lot of care around the clock, which meant we couldn't work normal jobs anymore. So we were left with the decision to what we were going to do to continue to make money and feed our family and all that sort of fun stuff. That is where Kuluin Mufflers came into it. Using my background as someone who is a mechanic and a fabricator, and using Ange's background running a business, she's run plenty of businesses before, we decided that we would get into the exhaust job. So the exhaust industry is something I wanted to do for a really long time. I've always done exhaust systems on friends' cars for as long as I can remember. You know, probably 18 years worth of just working on people's cars. And I also did genset installations. You know, we would be doing the installation of a generator set, the fuel system, which could be 8,000 litres, it could be 10,000 litres, or it could be a 500 litre capacity fuel tank. We would put the pumps in, we'd plumb all of that, so we still the fabrication for that. We would make our own mufflers. Biggest muffler we ever made was 2 meters long and 1.2 in diameter. She was a big girl. So I had a lot of experience in that, and we used to run on the exhaust systems as well. It was all 316 stainless steel. Anything from your common stuff being 3 inches all the way out to, I think the biggest system I ever made was 15-inch pipe. That was for a very large generator set in Brisbane City. But a lot of common stuff was about that sort of 6-inch pipe diameter. So, and that was all TIG welded, all 316 stainless. So fairly well conversed in making exhaust systems, and with my mechanical background, it was just the job that I really wanted to get into. So that is how myself and my wife became the owners and the current caretakers of Kuluin Mufflers. It's been a great business for us and we've done quite well out of it, and we look forward to many more good years of growing the business. This building we're in right now is not our end game. We would like one large facility, is the best way of putting it. We need a holding yard for cars. We need probably some more hoist space, wouldn't go astray. And we do a lot of development and manufacturing of products we sell online. We sell all the way across the world. If you jump on the Kuluin Mufflers website, you'll be able to check it all out. We do some 40 odd different exhaust systems for various different cars. Both old stuff, like the oldest thing we do is for a HQ Holden. I do a 3-inch bolt-on system for a HQ V8. All the way through to your current model Rams and Silverados and all the fancy stuff that is certainly dominating the marketplace these days. So come along for a bit of a ride on this one. It's just a bit of a throw together of us moving essentially. So I'm just going to put it all in there. You guys can check it all out. Far out. Tell you what, packing and moving ain't my thing, but here we go. This video, we're off the F-truck for a little bit. It has to go to one side. We're currently moving premises. We've outgrown our shed, which is a real shame. We've been here for 8 years and I love this shed. Good times have been had. We've done some really amazing builds on cars and stuff here. But unfortunately, it has to come to an end. So I am currently in what I call the junk room, which is just this little itty-bitty room in the corner of the shop where I keep all my stuff. Oh, look, there's a bit of Kuluin Mufflers advertising. Not bad. So, I've got to get all of this out. I just took down one lot of pallet racking. I've got 2 skip bins. I'm filling them suckers up. So, just getting all my stuff together. That box there is a combination of a small block Chev and FB Holden and a Toyota Stout. It's my Muncie 4-speed for the gasser build. That is the 3-speed Aussie with the Impala shifter that I was going to use in that car. Not going to do that anymore. Moving through this, but I've just stuff everywhere. There's a compound bow I confiscated from my eldest boy many years ago. It's an interesting story. And then I forgot about these. So look at the dust. This corner hasn't been accessed in years. Just a couple of katanas floating around. Look at that. And cut yourself on that one, I guess. God, I think we go somewhere better than that, that's for sure. So yeah, that's that. We'll go for a little walk through the shop real fast. Today was the last day of trading from this shop, even though a mate of mine's car is still here. It is a job, but we had some issues, so it's just staying here for a little bit until we have room in the new shop for it. One hoist is already gone, so the F-truck is now back on Mother Earth in that corner. Just boxing everything up, man. So this is the shop that started it all for us. Probably should give you some background here, shouldn't I? Some 8 years ago when we took over Kuluin Mufflers, this was the shop. See if I can get you a little bit of a view. It's a very, very small shop. It barely fits 3 hoists in it. As we grew, we acquired a second shop. It was actually meant to be, we were meant to move from this shop into a new shop and take all this and rebuild over there. But because the other shop was actually really close, it was really convenient just to keep this one. Mainly for me, I have this car here. There's a whole heap of car parts. Look, it's been my toy box, essentially, is what I'm saying. And it has been that for the last 2 years. I've just hung on to it. I'm very nostalgic. I've got all my signs and stuff on the walls. I really love the joint. Old tin shed, I really have quite a strong feeling towards the joint. Anyway, that doesn't matter anymore. It's just not financially viable to keep 2 shops running. Even though the work's there, that's totally fine. When the second shop is mainly full of my stuff. Anyway, I don't own acreage yet. I'm still working on that. So if one day I own acreage, this would be like on my property somewhere, shed about this size. So anyway, that's me. Like I say, this hoist here that was here is gone. I sold that one. These 2 go in a couple of days' time. So I've just got the tedious job of cleaning this joint out, which is quite a freaking monster. The tray for the F-truck is, well, that's where I left it. You've already seen that video. It's live on YouTube's now. So I have to try and, this place looks an absolute mess right now because I've pulled half of it apart trying to, you know, like, what are we keeping? What's going to come with us? What just goes in the bin? That filing cabinet goes in the bin. So yeah, that's where I'm at. So this is my junk room. It's always been in the corner. Basically the whole workshop's my junk room because that big room over there is where I keep all the new parts for future projects too. So anyway, I've got a real pickle there as to what I'm going to do for, you know, somewhere to keep all my junk bits. But anyway, this is a business at the end of the day, and I don't really have the luxury of just having my stuff everywhere. So anyway, that's what we're doing. Well, this is kind of day 1 of moving, I suppose. I've already gotten rid of a bunch of stuff. But, hello Ram. But today is the day that we get most of it out. So we're gonna have a team of people helping us. There's my 2 skip bins I've been filling up slowly. I got heaps done last night. So today, we're gonna start emptying this poor old sucker out. It's quite disturbing what I actually threw in the bin, but anyways, we had to cull, so culling is what happened. Basically, we've got a team of people here, and we're just going through the shop, loading it all in trailers, and getting it all over to the other workshop. Whatever's keeping is coming with us. Whatever is not keeping goes in the 2 skip bins out the front, essentially. Day 1 is drawing to a near. It's 4 o'clock in the afternoon. We've been hard at it all day. The place is definitely looking a lot more bare. The office of all parts looks very stripped. Except for the engine for the gasser. Whoop, there it is. Oh, love that engine. Anyway, we're getting there. Just doing trailer loads by myself now. The crew has had to go to prior arrangements, which is fine. I really appreciate everyone's help anyways. So this is it. most of what's left here is going in the bin, except for the bender. That will be coming over later on tilt tray. So bare, it's a weird sight. It's been home now for 8 years. We've been working out of this shop. A lot of good memories and good times we had here. We absolutely love what we do, so every day has been just a treat. But unfortunately, we well and truly outgrew this space, which is a real shame. But anyway, I'm left with the task of moving it. That sucks. Anyways, keep going. Well, after a whole weekend of moving, this is where we're at. She looks pretty darn bare now. This is the main entranceway all done. Look how dirty the walls are. Golly. A few bits to go out of there. Hoists all go in the morning. It's all coming down. The hoists are both sold and they were deconstructed by the company who does all the maintenance on them, and they're off to their new homes. Yep, that is one way of getting rid of the hoist. Oh, off to its new home. She's looking bare now. A couple of signs on the wall and those bits up there, which I'm going to get tomorrow. We've got a bigger truck to get those with. Last of the 2 hoists are out, so that is the end of that. Shazzy still has to go up to the other workshop. The wheels for it over here and the axles. We're going to lower them inside of them, and they're going to go next to the rest of it over the other workshop. Look at that. God. Nearly there, man. Nearly there. Well, it's totally empty. It's very noisy in here now, actually, that I talk. Normally I'm just speaking normally and it's not so bad. It's, well, I kind of yell, but now it's good. Don't worry about the boat, it's not mine. Belongs to the shed behind us. It was empty, they put some stuff in here. It is empty. It's been, geez, nearly 3 weeks of moving stuff. Finally the last of it out, except for, well, that gas heater. That, they can have the gas heater. It's brand new, but I don't need it. It's also summer. It's very hard to sell a gas heater in summer. Thought I might just give a little brief overview while I'm reminiscing. It's actually the night before I give the keys back. Turn the light on over here. Tonight before I give the keys back, and I just want to go over what we've done here and how things have been for us the last couple of 8 years here. So this room here, which has been my junk room for forever, was the original office, right? So there were 2 of these. There was this one, and over there where the big long room is, was one of these when we first took over. So if you have a little look at, I'll just come back at scoosh. So that's the old sink, but that was the office. There was one of these on each side. Now, we're gonna go back over to the other office. It's weird here not having the hoist and everything. It's kind of odd. That's where my crab sign was up there. All the other signs are up there. So this big long room here, we built when we took over the joint 8 years ago. This room is broken up into 2 parts. Front here has always been the waiting room, where the desk was, with the invoices and the main foyer area. We built all of this, everything here, added air conditioning, put the fans in, downlights, made it really nice. It's looking a little bit shabby these days, but it's had 8 years of use, so we'll give it a break. This back room is where things get interesting. So when we first started this business, or bought it and took it over, this back room was for our children. Our youngest was only 6 months old, and we had little children. So they used to come to work every day. That's why the door splits in half. Used to be able to half close the door. Used to be another air conditioner over here. So that's the old ducting for the old AC. But this room here was the kids' room. It used to be totally different, set up in a whole different fashion. Yeah, I'll still get my rods out. That's tomorrow's problem. But anyway, this was the kids' room, and the kids were here for the first couple of years of business. And that's how we set it up, so that we could run the business with our kids and have our family together as we move into the next part of our life. We sold our house to do this, so this was a big leap for us. This business has been absolutely everything to us. The workshop has been such a huge part of our lives, and it's actually really quite difficult to let go of it, even though it's the evolution and the growth to the next stage of business, I suppose. It's also a small shame that this particular shop, which is the Kuluin Mufflers shop, has actually been here as an exhaust shop for the past 35 years. So I do feel kind of bad that I kind of killed Kuluin Mufflers. Sorry guys. It wasn't intentional. The business has just grown to a size that this shed is just no longer big enough to run the business out of. And we kept it for as long as we could. I ran it for actually 2 years past purchasing the other place. And I really wanted to keep this and have it as Kuluin Mufflers for the nostalgic abilities. but I haven't got the time to run 2 shops for starters. Doubling up of everything logistically for 2 shops is not, there's a whole lot of reasons, okay? It's time to move forwards and move on with the business. You know, there's a lot more still to happen as well. We intend on growing this business even bigger than that shed can handle as well. So it's a bit of a backstory there. Anyway, tomorrow I hand back the keys. I'm just sort of spinning these around because you can take more in. Hand back the keys tomorrow and we are officially out of this building, which is bizarre. It has been home for such a long time. So many good memories have been made here. With everything being taken care of with the move, we decided to have a big open day for the Just Dates Car Club. These guys are a great support. We're also club members. Did a big barbecue cook-up and just basically celebrated being in and finally moved into the new building, which is a fantastic feeling. Thanks so much for watching, guys. I will see you very soon on the next video.